Thank you.
You're on. You can start.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. We're lagging it.
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
From Under the Rock Studios in Los Angeles, California, this is The Strange Kamelion Show, a podcast with style, soul, and sarcasm, along with laughter, love, and listen. Follow them now on iTunes. I promise, you won't, I mean you will be entertained.
Yeah.
Were you going to say something?
Nope.
Yeah.
KMFDM, baby. What's the matter? Your GoPro went down?
Woo! Oh, yes. Welcome to the Strange Kamelion Show.
This is strange.
And we all know I am the chameleon.
Yes.
Hence the name Strange Kamelion
Show. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, it is... I lost count of all these ordinary Sundays, by the way. Typically, I say the number of the Sunday of the year.
Yeah, well, come on. What's up with that?
I lost track. I think it's the 33rd.
No. It's the 34th.
Really? I think we're
No.
on the 33rd.
I don't know. If it's 34 or 33rd.
I believe last Sunday
it's
was...
in our notes here.
No, it's not in there. Well.
Oh, boy. How was your weekend?
My weekend was splendid.
Okay.
It consisted of a lot of writing.
All right.
And some downtime because we need to rest. On Friday, Jennifer Kramer and I, we went to a screening at Fox Studios.
Whoa,
and that
look
was...
at that. You guys are just little best buds, huh? Hanging out together.
We were, I told her it'll be
brothers.
We're brothers.
We're sisters and we're cuddlers. And we love each other.
Yeah, our goal was to shoot for a mini girls' night, you know, and so it was.
With like some dwarfs or what are you talking about?
No,
some mini people?
No,
are
like
you trying to be
like a girls' night, but not
you
know,
just
like
making sure.
full out and everything that consists.
No heavy alcohol usage.
Right, no, nothing like that. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a beautiful Friday night, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yesterday, I know you had to work. You had to, be of service to America in your own way.
That's true. I did have to save some lives out there. Some Wi-Fi lives.
Some Wi-Fi lives. That's right.
God,
Telecommunications guy.
Please come over so you can help me. And my Wi-Fi's not working. Please, I'm dying here. And I'm like, there you go.
Hey, remember that one time when you got called? It was Black Friday. This was a few years ago. And you got called. It was like an emergency. A Gap store was like down. Nothing was working. And you went in there and all you literally did was push a button.
That's all it was.
Right?
They forgot like to turn on the power in the back or something simple,
That's all it was. That's crazy.
It went down, and I don't know how it went down, but maybe sometimes when they push things back so much and the cords get tangled behind there, it just kind of turns the switch off, and then they're like, oh my God, it went down. What happened? And they call everybody, and then it's
Freak out.
You pushed it too far back and you turned it off. So let me scoot it and fix it for you. There you go.
That's all it was. Simple.
Yeah.
And you got paid like good money for it. Boom.
Something interesting though did happen today.
Tell us, please do share.
I went over and grabbed some groceries at a local grocery store.
That's right.
And someone was kind enough to let me go, and I thought that was give him a little shout out to say thank you. That
Aww.
I had like a few things in my hand,
Yeah.
and they're like, "That's all you got?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's it." And then he's like, "You can go ahead." And I'm like, "Oh, cool, man, thanks." And then the lady in front said, "You can go ahead as well." So I skipped two.
Really? I
Skip
love
two.
that.
Until
he
said these words.
What?
And then everything kind of threw it off, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, this is gonna be good. Well, it better be.
Well, I'll tell you in a little bit.
Okay.
All right, I guess I'll tell you now. The suspense is killing me. The suspense is killing me. I'm sure it's killing you. No, until he said, he was like, "Well, 'tis the season to be thankful and to give thanks. This is the season." He said, kind of wrapped it up to be like, this is the time to be appreciative and thankful or something like that,
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Okay, just kind of following along. But then I was thinking about it, I was like, no, you should be doing this all the time. Just because it's Thanksgiving coming up, that's the only time you feel like you want to, give me the go. And I'm being thankful. I mean, I'm being what is that? Appreciative. No. I'm saying all the wrong words.
I told you not to have that candy bar right before we got on. I told you that. I was like, he goes, "Would you please stop like nagging at me and just let me have my candy bar? I'm trying to focus." And I told you,
can a man have a candy bar?
And I told you, good luck trying to focus with all that sugar rush going up to your brain. And this is exactly what happened. Mic drop.
Brain fart. No. This is the only time that he's going to be nice. This is the only time to be nice and do something nice for somebody else is on Thanksgiving. And I thought about that. I was like, no, you should be nice all the time.
Right.
Don't be driving like an a-hole. Don't be doing this. Don't be, disrespectful, this and that all the time. Just because it's Thanksgiving doesn't give you, oh, sure. I took it because I'm not going to wait in this huge line for like two things,
Yeah.
Grabbed a stack of Heinies and I was on my way.
Yeah. On your merry way.
Yeah, that's right.
But it really is just so odd how people need a holiday to be thankful, or like for example Valentine's Day, you need a holiday to remind you of how much you love your significant other. I mean, it's really silly.
It's really dumb. Yeah.
It is
silly and dumb.
Silly dumb. That should be a word.
It's two words actually. You want to combine it? Is that what you want to do? Silly dumb.
Silly dumb. Still dumb.
Oh,
well, that sounds like seldom, which seldom is.
You got tomato.
Oh, there you go.
Caribbean. It spells the same. You can make it work.
Oh, that's funny. Caribbean.
I've heard two people say this. Oh, you got to go over to the Caribbeans. You mean the Caribbeans? Yeah. Or however you want to say it. That's weird.
That's funny. That's really funny.
You got water and you got agua. I mean,
well, those are two
are they?
separate languages.
I don't know.
It's a whole different.
It's now become English. English now.
Spanglish.
There you go.
But yeah, a lot of people are going to also say, and I know this, and maybe some people are already thinking this. Oh, we got a lot to be thankful for this year, because I heard this last year around Thanksgiving. Because last year there were also several fires in the area close to Malibu.
Right.
Isn't that funny?
I can't remember that. No.
When the holidays are approaching, something fiery ensues all of a sudden. And I would hear people say, yeah, we got a lot to be thankful for this year in reference to the fires. But it really bothers me when people appreciate what they have over someone else's misery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like you need to be thankful for what you do have every day. And and also what you don't have, you don't necessarily need. So I feel like just being thankful and grateful on a daily basis is important. I practice that. And
That's
we
right.
don't, let's not wait for a holiday to remind us or to dictate
Right.
our way of living and
The
our
only
kindness.
time I love my parents is on Christmas. So, that's the only time I love my parents.
That's funny.
Everything past that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know you are.
But it's just like on that holiday, to go towards your point. It's pretty
Yeah, why
pathetic.
do we have to wait for a holiday to see people you supposedly love? I
That's
mean,
right.
if you love them year round, you'd make time to go see them.
That's right.
Or to hang out with them.
Or make a phone call
Or make a phone call, exactly.
something. Yeah.
So whenever I hear, like distant family trying to get together for the holidays, I just find it so pretentious, very hollow. Because if you really do believe
Hello.
this is a special, unique holiday, then why didn't you pick up the phone prior to that?
Yeah. What's up with that?
What's up with that?
What's up with that?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
What's up with that? We love,
Ooh-wee.
What's up with that?
What's up with that?
I love it when
Love
he
that
does
song.
that. I love it when he needs to bring it back. He hasn't done
Yeah.
that skit in a while, though.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
What are you talking about? The
Well,
classic Mr. Thompson?
Mr. Thompson.
Yeah. Oh, what the skit he's trying to...
No, the
character?
comedian. I know his name. I just can't think of it right now.
Keenan.
Keenan. There
Keenan
you
Thompson,
go.
come on. Keenan Kel?
Wait, no.
You don't know that old Nickelodeon show he was on when he was like 13, 12 or something?
Growing up, I didn't have cable, so I didn't watch Nickelodeon.
Excuse me.
No, I didn't.
Coming over something.
Yeah. Thank you.
Loser.
You know
There
what?
it is again.
You know what? Kids really do think
Pathetic
that.
loser.
Yeah, kids. Kamelion is horrible. Kids really do think that if you don't have like cable.
Wow, that was the longest pause in history of radio. Wow.
I know it was. I'm
I
sorry.
thought something happened to our system or something. Did we shut down for a bit?
Oh my gosh.
Wowzers.
I'm sorry I did that.
No, that's fine. I mean, that's built me in suspense. I was like,
I did that on purpose.
oh, there it goes. Okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't do that on purpose.
Yes, you did.
I was, maybe a little bit. Sometimes I like to take my time. Isn't it great when you take your time?
Oh, yeah.
I like doing something where I'm telling a story and then I pause. And I do that just to see.
If anyone's listening,
Well,
here's some snores.
no, not necessarily.
just
I
kidding.
do that just to see if I will lose their interest right away. Because if I do, it tells me they weren't really interested to begin with.
Right.
You know when you're like bored in a conversation and you're just waiting for that to end?
Yeah.
So then it's like, so the moment it ends, you move on to something else,
Mm-hmm.
or you look away and then you get distracted. So that's why I kind of do that to test people. But this is in person. I'm not doing
Remind
that
me not
right
to
now.
have a conversation with you because, I'm
You're
one of
having
those
one
people...
with me right now.
No, I know.
You have one with me every single Sunday
That's true,
at
too.
5:00 p.m.
On
Pacific
LA
Standard
Talk
Time.
Radio. I know. I'm saying when I talk to other people, though, sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
like people that I haven't, seen in a while, or I don't even know, and they're just having a conversation with me. And they're talking about something, and they're always just going on and on and on. And then I just hate it when they throw in a question somewhere, as if I was listening, and I was like, please don't ask me a question. please." And then they're like, you know exactly what I'm saying, don't you? And I'm like, yeah. Okay, can you give an example? Or something like, they'll throw me off with something like that, and it's like, it's just, I don't like those. Those ones I'm like, I'm sorry, what were you saying then? And then I'm
So
obviously
wait,
wasn't
you mean
listening.
I'm getting pop quizzed here? You mean
Yeah.
I gotta pay attention now?
Oh my gosh.
Can you just repeat everything you just said for the past 20 minutes then?
Yeah, basically.
That's funny.
And then I stick there for another 20 minutes. So
You know what? On our way
Well-
here, we saw a truck driver driving.
Oh, that's right.
Wait,
There's a lot of truck drivers driving, but
but
this one in particular.
we saw a truck driver driving. But
Uh-huh.
wait, there's more.
Okay.
See how I do that to you guys sometimes. On the phone.
Okay. Was he had a Bluetooth? Was he
No,
talking to
on the
corporate? or-
phone.
Okay.
What do you mean if he was talking to corporate? Who cares if he was talking to corporate? Besides, he was on the phone like texting almost.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah.
On one of those big
Big rigs.
Big rigs.
Very
Thank you.
dangerous. What the heck is going on? You know what? Truck driving companies should have built-in cameras.
So they can spy on them.
I'm sorry, but when you're driving a big rig, you know
Yeah.
what? People's lives are on the line here.
I don't know if they'll do that, but that's invading too much of their privacy. But,
Okay, maybe it is. Maybe
what
it
if they're
is.
just talking to their parents and they're like, yeah, this
No,
effing
on the
person,
phone, like
I hate
texting.
my boss, man. He sucks. Blah, blah. And then all of a sudden he just calls seconds later and he's like, I'm sorry. What were you saying? You're fired.
That's what you would do, I bet.
Oh, yeah. I would.
you
If
were
he's
the
talking
boss.
crap about me behind my back and I'm like, I'm actually a nice guy and you're talking crap about me. Well, you're fired now.
You know what? I don't like you anymore.
I don't like you. I don't like you. The cut of your jib, buddy.
Jogon.
No.
No? No
Yeah.
Jogon?
And please, guys, people out there, I really don't appreciate you calling me chief, boss,
Oh, yeah, he doesn't like that.
lieutenant, colonel.
You got it,
don't
boss.
I hate all those words, okay? I'm not your boss. If I was, you'd be fired for calling me boss. And if I'm not your lieutenant, I'm not the captain. I'm neither of those, okay? I didn't
I'm not
sign
the
on
colonel.
for this. I didn't sign on for this. Stop it.
Okay, so just sir.
Sir's fine. Sir Patrick?
Sir
Yeah.
Patrick.
Yeah, Sir Kamelion. That's fine.
Noble Sir Patrick.
Yes. I
Well-
will answer to only that.
Here's someone.
You have to call me Sir Kamelion for the rest of this show.
Okay, I won't do that.
Okay.
Well, we have a special guest right now
We do.
that will be joining us. Her name is Natalie Rodriguez.
Natalie
You
Rodriguez.
wanna call her in? That was kind of your job.
Oh, that was my job. I'm sorry. Smithers, can you get that for us, please? Come on in.
Is she afraid to come in? There
Come
she
on in.
is.
Don't be shy.
Hello, Natalie. Go ahead. Woo. There's the applause.
Yes. Natalie Rodriguez in the house.
He's very animated.
No, I love it. Really animated though.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are an award-winning actress, writer, director, producer.
That's right. I used to act back in the day. Not anymore though.
Not anymore. What made you stop? It wasn't.
I get nervous in front of camera. believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of it came from theater background, so I was used to doing like 10-minute monologues in front of like hundreds of people, and then in front of camera, it's just a whole different experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I think it's just there's something different with being live versus kind of doing like take after take and being in front of the camera. Yeah.
There definitely is, and you know when you do take after take, I mean you'll never get that same shot.
Yeah.
It won't be as perfect.
Yeah.
As the first one.
Yeah.
Or the second, or the third.
Or the 50th.
Right, or the 50th.
Or 80th.
Yeah, those are all night shoots
Yeah.
sometimes.
Oh,
They
boy.
are.
Been through it. Been through it.
Yeah.
Well, you no longer do mainly acting, but you are still in the industry very much.
Yes. TV, film, I focus more on the writing, directing, and the producing side. Producing kind of came when I started doing short films a few years ago, and kind of you write the script, you end up directing it, and you're kind of your own investor, especially starting out. So producing kind of just came hand in hand with the directing side, and just meeting other filmmakers. During college, after college, I took some classes and writing and then directing classes after college. So I met a lot of people who are just hungry to work.
Mm-hmm.
So
I bet.
kind of would just slap our names on each other's work. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I wrote the script. You know, we produce it. I want to focus on this. So that's what we did for a good 2 to 3 years. Yeah.
Interesting. I know that when you're as an actor, as I was gonna say actress, whatever.
They're all considered
Yeah.
actors, actually. You know?
They are.
I tend to like saying actor, but I
Mm.
guess just because it's I don't know, I'm an actress.
Yeah.
It's
A little fancier.
yeah, a little fancier.
I mean,
But-
back in the day, didn't they used to have actor for the man
Yeah,
and
for the man.
actress.
Yeah.
But now they just collectively, now you
Yeah.
you win, the actor award or something. It's just
Right.
it's just collectively.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I like that. But, it's just me. But I know that firsthand, when you are starting off in the entertainment industry, you will do things, mainly just for credit, and so forth.
Oh, definitely. I think I love that too, because you're just so hungry to be on set, whether it's in front, behind the camera. You just want to gain experience.
Yeah, especially if you know no one in the industry.
Yeah.
Like myself, I knew no one. Did you have any connections?
I did. A lot of that was from interning. I was an intern at Conan. That was back in like 2013.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
That was fun. And he's awesome, by the way. I mean, he's like...
Shout out to
Tell
Conan.
his-
I know, I love Conan.
Shout out. You made her the woman she is today. Thank
Yes.
you, Conan.
It's actually true. I mean, Conan was like, he's like the coolest guy. And so was Andy Richter. I mean, Andy Richter was like, there's just genuine people. So I think I got very, very, I don't say lucky, but I was really glad that was like my first big entertainment industry job. Otherwise, I think I would have like kind of like curled up in a ball and like cried, because it is brutal. I mean, I'm sure you guys know it's so many ups and downs.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, Conan, that was, I think I was about 19, 20. It's before my
So
21st.
jealous. So jealous.
Well, I was so
so young and then
yeah.
He
Man.
loves Conan.
Oh, you
Yeah,
do.
I
No,
love
Conan's
him.
amazing.
He's great.
No, he's exactly the way he is on camera. That's how he's like in real life.
You know who else is that way? Melissa McCarthy.
Really?
Yes. She is so awesome.
Mike and Molly. I remember for
Yes,
Bridesmaids.
I was on the set of that.
Really?
And she is exactly the way she is on camera. Like, just,
That makes me
that's
happy
who
to
she is.
hear.
What?
That makes me happy to hear, because when you hear the
Yeah.
stories, like, oh, thank God, because I like them. And even if like they're kind of not the nicest people, you're like, oh, I love your work still, but
Yeah.
I
yeah.
can't watch your interviews or whatever you say. I'm just like keeping that in the back of my mind.
Right. Yeah. It kind of tarnishes them as artists
Yeah.
a little bit.
No, it does.
Yeah, but no, I don't know if you've seen her latest film, Can You Ever Forgive Me, with Melissa?
Yeah,
It's great.
I have to put that like on my queue.
She is so good at it.
Yeah.
if you ever
Just
see a
so her-
screening, because I don't think it's out yet, right? Is it out in theaters?
They've been doing screenings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You should be able to see it now.
Okay, I have to definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I've been catching up because I just saw Suspiria in the mid '90s, and the new the Homecoming TV show with Julia Roberts. So I'm like trying to play catch up.
Oh, okay.
Because I have a lot of friends in TV, so they're like, "Have you seen this show or this movie?" I'm like, going to now, because I'm like, you keep bugging me about it. Yeah.
But so with Conan O'Brien, you had a great experience. Anything
yeah.
in particular that?
I think with that one, it kind of feels kind of like a metaphor of life. Like in life, it was like the first time being away from home. I grew up outside of LA, so I'm Inland Empire, and then the east side of LA County. So I guess that kind of kept me away from being closer to LA and going to more events, or kind of growing up around the scene, where grow up with like actors or filmmakers, and I guess getting an earlier start, I want to say, like in the industry. Believe it or not, I mean, that's always felt. So when I took Conan was, I was living part-time in Burbank, and I was like really terrified to do that. I was like, oh God, if I fail at like living out here, what if I like have to go back home because I get homesick? And it was honestly like the best 3.5 months I had in my life. I think it was just the first time like experience at adulthood. Like, this is how it'll be, like working in the industry, going home. That's not necessarily like your home base where, mom and dad are there. Your family is like far away. My family's in an Inland Empire. So, if there's anything going on, I was like at least a good 30 to 40 miles away from family. Mm-hmm. So I think that's made the experience very special. And then just that being my first internship, that was huge. I went from LA Film Fest, volunteering with them for a few months, straight to Conan. So that's kind of like almost like a dream come true.
Yeah, that's quite the stretch there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did that.
Did you have to like audition for that, or you just signed on, or does he have like a list of people he's going through?
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
For Conan, I almost forgot how I got that gig, and it was just strictly through their, I think it's like Conan or ConanCodeTV.com, and it's under their job career tab.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's, I know you guys probably know this. That's really unheard of. You get like a job in the TV film world just strictly applying on their website. Usually it's like word of mouth. But that one was, I just applied, got a phone call maybe like a week later.
Nice.
Calls me the next day. She's like, oh, we can actually start this semester tomorrow. I'm like, oh
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
okay, sure.
Wow.
That was quick.
And I think my resume got put on hold because I was taking like those intense 4-hour film classes, like writing and then production and editing. So they actually welcomed me back for summer, and I thought I lost the internship. I was like so devastated.
Aww.
And then come February, she's like, "Hey," the coordinator was like, "Do you want to like still do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, you remember me? Of course. Like I'm there. I can start tomorrow."
Right.
So I think they really do with Conan. They definitely seem like an internship. They actually want to help students.
That's cool.
Just network and grow. Or if you don't like it, I mean, there's been some interns who hated it. I mean, Conan like would make fun of me. He's like, "Yeah," he's like, "I hate myself too. Like, I don't like talking to me." But I think it had a great atmosphere where everyone was just like genuinely, they were just like cool people to talk to.
Yeah.
So that's what made the industry, like that experience really special and fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. All the more reason to watch his show.
Oh, yeah.
Support the students and watch his show, you guys.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
But
that's awesome.
yeah, it's always good to hear good stories like that.
Oh, definitely.
And now you're winning awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, please
And now you're winning awards. That's
mean,
right.
It's scary.
tell us about that experience.
Oh boy, I feel like I could stay like humble on that. I mean, I
Okay.
kind of get that saying now. It's like when you win awards, it's actually. I think when my first award came, I was in college, and that was with Beverly Hills Film Festival. And this was a short script I wrote. And looking back now, I wish I would have been more, I guess, proud of that moment. I think I kind of like brushed it over, and it was more my mom who was taking pictures, which I'm glad I brought her. Otherwise, I mean, I wouldn't have any like pictures from that event.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I would have been so mad at myself. And I guess what I'm realizing is when like I kind of was telling especially like a feature film I just did recently too. I had interns on my set, and I told them like throw everything up on social media, even if it's like something you don't think that's big, post it. Like do it because people do like people who do support you and respect your work or you as a person, they will like share it, or they will say, hey, when's your next film or your project coming out?
Yeah.
How can I support? But I guess going back to the Beverly Hills Film Festival, I didn't realize how big that was until I want to say 3 years ago when the movie Cake came out. Because me and the screenwriter were both in the same screenwriting category, and he was nominated for Cake at the time, which it was just a screenplay going around, I think, Blacklist.
Was that Cake that was with Jennifer Aniston?
Jennifer Aniston, yeah.
Oh, wow. So someone from that submitted to Blacklist?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
They
that's
got into,
amazing.
I think they were shopping around Blacklist, and they were submitting to festivals, and Beverly Hills Film Festival was I'm sure one of the many contests they placed in. And
Nice.
I looked back on the website, and my name is maybe like 3 spots above his, and I was like, wait, I'm like, Cake, the movie? And I looked it up, I'm like, oh, yeah, that was him. So
Wow. So you beat him.
we both were semifinals. 'Cause,
Semifinals.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot the person that won, but I know there was a documentary called Black Tulip that was like taking home all the big awards, best actor, best director, and that was, I think I was so like young, I was like 19, so I was like terrified. That was my first big like.
No, that's really cool.
That can be I can see how that can be
Oh, yeah.
overwhelming though.
I mean, I was like
Yeah.
still looking back, I'm like I was such a baby that I
Yeah.
can see why I wasn't like taking selfies. I think I was kind of trying to understand like these film festivals and what I guess that meant if you place in it, even no matter how big or small it is, it's still a big deal. You're getting honored for your work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about people now taking selfies and, kind of glorifying themselves a little too much.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to stay your humble, genuine self, especially as an artist and as a true artist like yourself, because when you're trying to navigate the industry and just life really, and you can't really be as alert as you should be when you're just putting too much focus on you.
Yeah.
It's about observing, being aware, learning, and a little less about you, which is, I feel like something that people have forgotten nowadays.
Yeah.
But it is more genuine to just kind of be in the moment and, but I'm glad that you have a memory of that.
Yeah.
Thanks to your mom.
I know, thanks to my
Yeah.
mom. I'm sure she's watching because I think that popped up on Facebook Memories like a month ago. The picture is like her and I on a red carpet. I mean, back then too, I didn't want to take a picture by myself on the red carpet.
Uh-huh.
I remember the photographer's like, why? My mom was like, oh, my daughter's just like really nervous. And I'm like, no, I don't want to take pictures. But I think now as I get older, I think like I recently got a short into Holly Shorts, which is premiering next month. And that kind of scared me because Holly Shorts was one of those film festivals I was told back in college, when like some industry people who are not like friends or colleagues, I just keep in touch and in the loop with, oh, here's what's going on. Check it out. If you hate it, cool. Tell me why. But this one, I think Holly, they always mentioned Holly. Like, if you get a short in there, like, I will go to it. And it kind of seems like almost too good to be true. So it's really, like, very, very, like, it's both kind of like a surreal moment, but it's also, like, really, like, such an honor because I think it's just films, like, I never expected to, like, have those see daylight. So going into making shorts, it was always focusing more on, if, you know, let's just try to get it done. If it's not great, well, just make the next one. So I'm really, like, excited. Like, this short in particular is getting, like, around some of the screenings and festival market.
That's good. Yeah. Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yet again.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And you were on a podcast, or you have, I'm sorry, a podcast of your own. Is that right?
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
No podcast.
Misinformation.
I got misinformed.
No,
yes,
it's okay.
I did.
I was on a podcast.
You were.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was through via phone, correct?
That was via phone. It's with my friend, The Dope
it-
Show. She runs it, but I was on a guest, her first filmmaker guest.
Oh,
about a month
okay.
ago.
Okay.
A guest
I
over
thought
the
it was
phone.
your podcast.
Yeah, over phone.
Yeah.
No, not mine.
It's when I went to your website, that's the impression I got.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
it was
interesting.
yours. And I was
No.
like, oh, she has her own podcast.
Oh, no. I mean, I wish. I mean, podcasts are, like, so much fun. So that was, like, my first podcast interview I did with The Dope Show. And that was over the phone. So this is, like, cool, too, because, like,
But
it's
Marilyn
first.
Manson is not part of this Dope Show, is
Marilyn
he?
Manson? No.
Okay.
I did get that reference.
Yeah.
I love it.
He had a song.
No, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dope,
The Dope
Show.
Show. I remember that one.
Yeah.
I think that was like the music video that like all parents banned.
Yeah.
Not to give my
Yeah.
age away, but like that was something.
Your
I
mom
would-
didn't want
yeah,
you
like,
to watch.
I mean, I could barely listen to. I think it was like Green Day until I was in high school. Or my mom was like, "You can go see them in concert." I'm like, "No, I want to see System of a Down or Rob Zombie." And she's like,
Yeah.
"No, no, those are worse. Green Day.
Green
That's the devil's
It is.
music.
It's the devil's music."
They were we were talking about this Kamelion and I mean, System of a Down, that's like everything cool that Armenians had going for them. I
Really?
mean, it was like freaking System of a Down.
Right.
It
Yeah.
was
Surge.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome to be an Armenian, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They actually went to my high school, Hollywood High.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm
Yeah.
kind of jealous. No one like went to my high school. Oh no, Alex Morgan did. Diamond Bar High. We had a lot more athletes coming out of Diamond Bar High School.
Oh, really?
Alex Morgan?
Yeah, soccer player.
Soccer. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I always hear musicians like, "Oh, that's so cool." Or they like always like playing in the hallways, and people are like, "You suck. We don't like your music." Did you ever get to meet them or?
Oh, no. But I know that school, Hollywood High, is, they had Lawrence Fishburne as
Oh,
a
yeah.
student. I know
Yeah.
several people went there,
Really?
several celebrities, quite a few actually.
Yeah.
And I know that there were stories that the auditorium was haunted
Really?
and the pool.
Oh wow.
When they had swimming classes, I knew a few friends that said that they would feel someone brush their leg.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
There
that was
no
me.
one there.
Nah, I'm
That
just
was
kidding.
him the entire time.
Being some creeper
Gotcha.
from the Black Lagoon. Yeah, so that was a little weird. But I heard a story that a few years before I started attending, a kid committed suicide, hung himself
Oh wow.
right on the auditorium stage,
Yeah.
and that a class was going in,
Right,
and they saw someone.
Really?
Yeah, they saw like, a body hanging,
Oh,
and the
boy.
teacher freaked.
Oh jeez.
And they all
Halloween's
ran
over.
out.
It's now.
Oh, I'm
give
sorry,
thanks.
you're right.
It's Thanksgiving now. Come on.
No, it
You
reminds
missed
me.
that opportunity.
It reminds me of that movie, The Gallows. Not to give away like so much about that.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, no
The
spoilers.
Gallows.
It's like the Blumhouse film that came out a year ago. It's one of those like cameras where their camera is like a student filming with their cell phone, or they're carrying like this nice camera and they're trying to make a documentary.
Oh,
But
okay.
it
Oh, I
sounds
think I
familiar. That's
did.
like the premise you're telling. I'm like, I wonder if The Gallows based that on Hollywood High, because I don't know if the
Really?
producers or the filmmakers went to Hollywood High, but it sounds very similar. I definitely recommend you check
Well,
it
that's
out.
interesting.
Yeah, check
No,
that
you know
out.
what? I now remember the trailer. I know what you
Yeah.
mean now. Yeah,
I-
it does sound kind of like that.
I forgot. It was like the Hanging Man. That's what they based off the legend. But I feel there's like some like they based off of like one of those like Hollywood, like rumors you hear, like high schools or just
like the Blair Witch Project.
Definitely like
Something like that.
You know what's better than the Blair Witch Project, you guys? And I should have set this for our Halloween special.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
All right.
very quick. St. Francisville Experiment.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
Well, I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
All right.
But back to you, Natalie. I know that you are very connected with the mental health advocacy. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Of course. Well, it's actually interesting timing. I just did my first interview with the Mighty. They're one of the world's biggest mental health organizations, and they advocate mainly with anxiety, depression, and suicide. So that was my first live interview. So that was like really the first time I got to speak openly about mental health. I've been used to like talking about like writing, and a lot of like more kind of like posts. Like if you just want, I have a lot of like friends that run their own organizations for mental health. So I'll usually kind of like read Graham, and Friday was like a big day, just actually being able to talk about it. So I guess my involvement with mental health came from my own personal experience. College, I had a lot of like anxiety. I was always like so anxious, and that's, I think, Conan O Brien, that internship was like so much more personal, because I actually had a doctor tell me 2 months before that internship saying, you're going to fail. Like, you shouldn't like take that Conan internship. And I was...
He said that?
Yeah.
A doctor?
What? She did. Yeah.
She did.
That's so interesting.
I remember I was like so angry. I think I'm one of those people, I was so reactive. I love it now because I was just like, well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to like...
Yeah, good for you.
Go pack my bags now, go take it. And then once I did that, I was like, oh, shoot, what if like they're right? But I realized, I think at Conan, like I met another like intern, like a colleague of mine or coworker who was going through something similar as me. So I think the irony was like mental health I was involved with sooner than I thought. So I think a lot of it came from like, particularly because of the internship, I would like start researching, like there has to be someone in the industry who has an anxiety disorder, who's had depression, or who's had suicidal thoughts, and you know, like, they're still able to function. So I think a lot of that came from the Conan internship. I was also part of the research department, so we'd always look up articles for guests come on the show. And I remember as Emma Stone, I think she had just opened up about having panic attacks. I think it's this first Spider-Man movie with her and Andrew Garfield.
Oh, okay.
I think it was that one. Then she talked about Easy A. That was like her first leading role. And she's like, yeah, you know, everyone was saying, she made a comment. She was like, you know, everyone's saying like, enjoy this moment. But she's like, I was actually like having more panic attacks more than ever when everyone in the industry is telling you like, why are you nervous? Like, you should be happy. And her point with the interview was, like, no, like that's just kind of how I'm reacting, because it's like a growth in my, I think, mental health like history.
That's funny you mentioned her. Yeah. I just saw her last Friday.
Really?
Yeah, at a screening. Yeah.
Wait, what's the movie that just came out with her? I saw the ad for it on Amazon yesterday.
Well, it was for the screening called the film for a screening called The Favorite.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. But that's a different story.
Yeah, no, I love Emma Stone. I mean, I love Emma Stone particularly because she advocates more than ever. So I think that's how my involvement with mental health was hard to keep quiet, because I think TV film, it's notoriously known where you don't talk about it, put it aside. Anyway, I made a short about suicide awareness. It was kind of, I think, hypocritical of me to stay quiet on it, like saying, well, like, how come I did make a story about this? So I think I started asking myself those questions, and then I think that's when social media became so heavily involved with nonprofit groups, or you're promoting not just like your own projects, whether it's film, TV, painting, I mean, photography, but even advocacy work. So I think over time, it just, as social media was building their platforms with those, it was kind of making me like rework, like, how do I want to share this, especially films that dealt with just mental health or just even recovery.
Yeah.
So many stigmas with how people get help, medication, therapy, not taking medication, not going to therapy. So I think that's just kind of what's a beautiful thing about it. Just
that's interesting. We had a few weeks ago, we had Jennifer Kramer on, and she had a very bad experience with another female.
Oh, yeah.
She was a psychiatrist, and just you know, there's a lot that goes on in that world, and sometimes medication isn't always necessarily good for you.
Yeah.
I know that I was prescribed Zoloft when I was a teenager, and it was making me worse. I mean, I was only on that for like a few weeks, and I thank God to this day I had a mom that wasn't like, most parents just want to look up to an authority figure, and whatever the doctor says, you do. And I'm so glad she wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Because she knew something was seriously wrong, and she's the one that advised me to get off them.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was the one that was a little bit more brainwashed, if you will. I'm like, well, I gotta take these, But truth be told, it was just not good.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I know that's a big one. A lot of my friends are on this today, Zoloft, or I think what's the other one that takes Xanax. And I have a lot of my friends are taking medicine for anxiety, depression, are actually other filmmakers themselves. So I think there is a lot of people. I've talked about this because I go to therapy, and therapy's helped me. I mean, I always have friends that are like, I hate therapy, and like, sorry. I'm like, no, it's fine. It doesn't work for everyone. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, I'm lucky it was what worked for me. And I think medication too, I was always advised not to go on it. I had doctors try to give me in, and I had more psychologists, psychiatrists say, no, let's try you, like, let's go a few months without you, relying on it. If it gets worse, then yes, you should go on medication. They're like, but we'll have to train you how to get off. So it's always an interesting debate with that, like why I think certain people do go on medication and how come they're advised not to. But I guess going back
everyone is, different. So your body's everyone is different. You're just going to have a different chemistry reaction and what have you. So, you can't expect, especially medical officials, oh, well, this worked for 50 other people. This is going to work for you. But, a lot of doctors nowadays, they don't listen to the patient. And I feel like there needs to be more of that. So for the doctors that do listen to the patient, my hats go off to them. Yeah, because it's very important.
I could be wrong about this, but I think if you take Xanax, you can fit in your spandex. Is that a true statement? Do you know?
That's actually interesting. That's a good joke.
Isn't it a lose weight pill or something? Or no?
Xanax and
or is that
Spanx?
Spanx?
Yeah,
am I thinking? Spanx and Xanax.
I think so.
That sounds like a great Saturday for me.
Like...
No, I'm just kidding.
No Spanx. I can't tell how many times I see the Spanx thrown into like all the red carpet. Like, what do you wear? Like Spanx, like 2 of them too.
Oh my gosh!
Just like the red carpet live.
So Spanx or spandex
2.
and
spandex, Spanx.
Well, what is Spanx? Sphinx?
Spanx.
Spanx. Okay, so what is that? It's a combination of 2 things. I'm sure that's how they got it.
I feel it's like nylons. But there's different like levels of Spanx. Like one can be like a girdle, and then one can be for the full body, which is I consider like a nylons, like stockings.
Okay.
They're very painful to wear. And when I wear those,
2 on, that's like, whoa.
2, I heard a lot of people, like actors do that on like the Emmys or the Oscars because it's, I don't know. I always wonder if that's like a PR team. They're just like, no, you need an extra one. And you're like, oh, because I just ate something. Like, I don't know. It always like scares me to hear that. It does. Well, I think that's why a lot of them are kind of, they can't move, but that's why they have to pose a certain way.
Oh,
it does hold
that's
them up.
why they do that.
Because I have a lot of, like one of my good friends.
They always look so constipated,
One of my good friends,
it's the Spanx.
who's an actress, said she's had to do that before. And she's like, that's why I was posed like this on the carpet or like that. I'm like, oh, I'm like, I couldn't tell. She's like, really? I'm like, no, if you never said that, I wouldn't have known. I just thought you were just posing.
Just because.
Yeah, but I guess that's what's. Yeah, I'm always curious about that because
how can they breathe? Is my question.
I don't know if they don't
maybe
care if they
they're
don't.
not human.
They don't care if they don't.
I mean, maybe they don't care. Maybe they're like, oh, just
it's Hollywood, right?
Yeah, like red carpet, you can't breathe.
The PRs like breathe into their mouths.
I feel that's what
I'll give you breath.
It seems like that. No, it definitely does.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's funny. Well, that's a Hollywood secret for you guys.
Yeah. I'm like, can I get in trouble for saying that? But I think like you hear a lot of my friends are actors, so they'll be like, oh God, like this one in and out. I'm like, and they're like, no, I can't. Because I have to like go wear this outfit. I'm gonna gain weight. I'm like, you have to get dressed in 30 minutes. I'm like, I don't think it's possible to gain like X amount of weight in like that short amount of time.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it is because it's like just the way they have to look on the red carpet or
there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But I mean, exercise is great. Mm-hmm. It's worked for many generations and hundreds of years, but more so it's also great. Also, it helps with mental health.
Yeah. Definitely does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why I took up cardio because of mental health, and and then yoga for a little bit, and I was like, I don't want to do yoga, and I remember my psychologist was like, you should, and I was like, no, she's like, well, otherwise, like, I might have to put you on like medication, and I really don't want to because it's one of those psychologists, and I learned that too. psychologists don't really prescribe medications. Psychiatrists do. So I remember I got scared. I was like, well, I don't want to go see someone else. And I took up cardio and, yoga first, then cardio. Cardio for me now helps. I think there's something like good about just kind of, I like just like the fast paced movement and the elliptical machines, like my best friend. Stronger. Music. Yeah. Stronger, music, System of a Down's like my to-go to playlist.
System of a Down.
They
need to come back.
They did perform at Glen Helen and San Bernardino like 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
My friends paid like $200. They're like, it was a disgusting amount, but it's worth it.
Worth it.
I'm so
jealous. $100. That seems very.
And parking was horrible. They
were
stuck.
I bet.
My friend and her boyfriend, they were stuck. They got to the car. Like, we parked close. We thought we'd get out. She's like, we took a nap. We got out like around midnight. Took a nap. Woke up at 3, and we finally were able to go home.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They slept in the parking lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, tell us the Extraordinary Ordinary.
Yeah.
A little bit about that.
Of course.
And how did that come about?
Of course.
That's quite the tongue twister.
It is. That one, I wrote that script. It's actually both a short film, and a feature. And the short that's premiering at Holly Shorts is the sizzle for the feature film, which is ironic timing because we finished the feature back in May with production. But that one, The Extraordinary Ordinary, it's something I wrote in college a few years ago. It was actually a rewrite of a script I tried writing back in high school. And for some reason, I always say it's one of those stories where I would always like try to come back to, try to like fix, like why am I always like wanting to tell this story about three people, 2 girls and a guy. Like why am I always like going to bed thinking about them, waking up thinking about them? Felt kind of creepy. I was like, I keep thinking about these like 3 characters I don't know, but like there's something about it like I want to tell their story. And the mental health like started to get more involved, mainly because I think just my own personal history with it. It was kind of that's my way of like coping with like my anxiety and depression. So it was really, I think, just kind of me like getting it out there somehow. And back then I wasn't really vocal a lot about like my own story or kind of about like my stories in general. Like I was traumatized to like pitch a script like to anyone. So I think that's what's ironic now because I think I'm the complete opposite. I'm more of like an extrovert. But with the film, it kind of just started taking off when I did a rewrite of the script. It was like maybe script draft number 3. And this is maybe back in like 2012. And we actually, in a screening class, we had to finish the script and do table reads. And I think a lot of like the students reacted strongly about it. Half of it loved it, half hated it. But I always kind of listened to the students, my classmates, why they hated it. And I was kind of more curious to hear, am I like offending anyone who has a mental health disorder? And a lot of it was because they're like, oh, well, it's just so like, I remember one comment was, it's too honest, like about anxiety and depression. I'm like, oh, I'm like, but that's
too honest.
Kind of the point.
Yeah. Some people might feel a little uncomfortable hearing the truth. But I'm glad that you are more outspoken now because that's perfect for our ventilator segment.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, oh, boy. I mean, there's so much to go off of with this, you know.
I do like it. Well, I'm thinking it's a spoof song of Power Rangers. Yes. Oh my god, I'm going blank on this. Of course it's Power Rangers.
What do you want to vent about in 30 seconds or less?
30 seconds or less.
About anything?
Anything you want.
Let me think. Oh gosh.
Win a prize.
I'm trying to think. Oh, okay, I have a good one. Did I start now?
Yeah, okay. Right out. 30 seconds.
I want to go to okay, you know, he's having a new concert. It's Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, and it's Ozzy Osbourne on New Year's Eve. And for some reason, my friend, he does not want to go. I've been bugging him for the past like 2 months when tickets went up. I'm like, no, I want to go. Like, we should go. It's like Rob Zombie. It's like my 14-year-old dream coming true. So that's been like my obsession these past 2 weeks is we got to buy Rob Zombie tickets. And I convinced him to go. And now he's like, oh, let's get cheap tickets. I'm like, no, it's Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson, Ozzy Osbourne. You got to get like the front row seats.
Yeah.
So I've been like, I'm almost there. I think they're going to say yes, buy the tickets finally, but they're not yet. So I'm just like, hey, this Rob Zombie, look at this like behind the scenes from his Arizona show.
They're not getting it.
This can be us, next month. So I think Rob Zombie, I mean, I love his music, and I think he's like one of my favorite directors. I know he gets hate love.
He's really cool.
He gets hate love, but I think he's genius on the way he does the storytelling. So I'm like, if you can do music and then directing and writing, I think you're just like an awesome person.
There you go.
So that's my little vent.
You're going to win a
There
prize.
you go. You get a prize from our bag of BS.
Yes.
Beautiful selection.
Awesome. Well, mine just broke. My glasses too.
Oh, okay, perfect.
That's perfect.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, where can our listeners find more of you
Of course.
and the film?
Yeah. So Extraordinary Ordinary, we just released our first trailer about a month and a half ago, and working through post. But you listeners and people who like young adult drama or independent features can find us at the Extra Ord Film on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And that's going to be, it's spelled the way it is, the Extra Ord Film. So you'll get to see some behind the scenes, like of cast and crew,
Nice.
any upcoming promotional that any of us part of the project are doing. And we're chiming away at the director's cut.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you,
Thank
Natalie.
you so much
Rodriguez,
for having
being
being
here.
on our
course.
the greatest show in Hollywood, baby. Thank you all for listening to the Strange Kamelion Show. Grab something real quick. Let's do a quick little jam as we go and we fade out. Just grab something and shake it. That's all.
What is this too?
Yeah, shake away. Thank you all for listening to the Strange Kamelion Show. Remember, if you don't know the square root of a proton, jam on!
Have a strange night. Have strange dreams.
I like the hamburger.
Irreverent.